Forrest Gump is a cinematic masterpiece that touches on every aspect of life. I can relate to Jenny and how she always was running away from everything that affected her emotionally.
I'll watch a movie and it will literally change me and it will inspire me to like get through the whole week. Art in general has something. Let's hit it, Johnny.
If you just stick to one thing and do the best you can with what you have, you're gonna succeed. That's what I got from Forrest. Everybody gave him suggestions and he just did the best he could with what was right in front of him. And he succeeded at everything he did because he put his all into it and didn't have an ego. Forrest was 0% ego, 99.9% drive. He just did what was in front of him.
I just felt like running.
So, Forrest Gump was a movie that reminded me of how all of us are different in our own way. But that does not mean we don't deserve love and respect. Forrest did not let his disabilities hold him back from living a full and happy life. He's still loved and lost just like we all do in this human experience. As recovering addicts, we need to break free from the leg braces of our past life and run towards the serenity God has in store for us.
Yeah, I was in a body cast from here to here with a bar in between my legs for like a couple months, and then they did a surgery and they put the cast back on, and then I had braces for 6 more months, so I had to like walk around like that. Yeah. It was before, I don't remember if it was before or after the movie, but
what I got from Forrest Gump is that it is important to appreciate life while you have it. Forrest Gump shows that you do not ever know what is going to happen in the future, and also that you never know when your time may be up in life or if your life is going to be compromised.
what part of the movie reminded you of like that you could just die?
The war,
Right.
because he lost pretty much all of his friends.
A bunch of people. He
Yeah.
carried a bunch of people back, right?
Yeah, and even he got shot and still.
Something bit me.
Oh, yes, sir. Bit me directly in the buttocks.
I mean, from that situation, he overcame that and he became, the best ping pong player in the world.
Yeah.
So from that, from something horrible happening, he overcame and still became the best at something.
Yeah, even though he was just he was like in the hospital,
Yeah.
there was like nothing to do, so he just did whatever he could and just started crushing it.
Forrest Gump is a cinematic masterpiece that touches on every aspect of life. I can relate to Jenny and how she always was running away from everything that affected her emotionally. Upon this viewing, I realized that Forrest ran to potentially mirror Jenny's mindset. I think it was his way of empathizing with her position because he did not have the verbal ability to express himself to the full extent. He was a man of action. He was not a man of many words, even though he is our narrator. I think as alcoholics, we can learn to put all of our effort into each task we are presented with. I'm going to try to practice this instead of having delusions of grandeur. Live one day at a time.
So you said that he ran. Oh, when he was running, it was a metaphor for her running, or
No,
what did
it
you
was
say?
like his way of empathizing with how she felt like she could never get away from herself. And he starts running back and forth across the country like the last time she leaves before she comes back to stay. And they like made love and then she dipped. And I think that was like his way of coping with it and trying to understand what went down.
Just running.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never thought of that.
Those around him who simply didn't understand used him as a target to express their own insecurities by taking it out on him, a weaker link. A big fish preys on a smaller fish, but this smaller fish found love in a polar opposite that inspired him to be stronger. Though he wasn't as wise as he wanted to be, he knew one thing, and that was love. A form of communication that was blessed to him by his mother, so when he found Jenny, he found something he could understand, that being love. It reminds me a lot of Muhammad Ali's story, actually. I just kept running. We just must keep going. Like the box of chocolates, never knowing what you're gonna get, but having faith in its sweetness that will blanket your taste buds. Attitude is everything and flavor is dominant. Spinach may not be sweet, but it makes you stronger, like Popeye. Eat your spinach when feeling weak. Forrest had every letter returned from the woman he loved, but he never stopped believing in that love. Years down the road, he had a family with that woman and a child, a smart one. All in all, we may feel our addictions consuming us like a letter returned, but with the grace of God and believing in that love, we can see it have a happy ending. Every great movie has an unfortunate plot, designing a message to appreciate its happy ending, exactly like drug abuse and becoming clean and fuller than Forrest's shrimp boat.
Every character can be perceived as really, really bad, or it reminds me of what we read in the Sermon on the Mount, how like when you change how you look at it, it actually changes it. Like the thing about God sends you 3 rescue boats and you're like, oh, I'm waiting for God to rescue me. But he sent you 3 boats, dude.